So this year I went to Vidcon Australia at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre in Melbourne, and let me tell you, it was an interesting experience. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I was kind of expecting a lot of the things that happened there. Basically, we rocked up with a film crew of 3 people filming for a television show that I was actually doing with my course this year. And so we had to kind of do a light-hearted kind of tacky, we love VidCon sort of thing. Not so much we love VidCon, but VidCon's great, check it out sort of thing. But also let people know that it costs a fortune and, you know, it's a bit of a rip-off. Unfortunately, that part of it didn't really go into the finished product. And basically at the end, we ended up making a VidCon is great, go to VidCon sort of thing. And this is what it's like. Basically not really telling any of the faults of VidCon, because this was aired on a TV channel, or a community television, Channel 31, and we couldn't really talk shit about VidCon because we didn't want them to see it and just go, wow, we're never letting that course film there again. And so I want future students in my course to get the chance to film there and see what it's like for free, because the tickets are a fortune. We got to go for free, and that was a great part of it for me, going for free. But the thing about VidCon was, it was a huge rip-off. I mean, I could never picture myself paying, what, $200 or $120? I think the industry passes were $750, and it's just one giant rip-off for a lot of walking around and seeing really just a few famous YouTubers that you don't really care about. The only real YouTuber that I had any connection with, who I got to meet and actually interview, was Danger Dolan. This was awesome for me because this is a guy that I'd followed since I was so young, and then I just stopped watching his channel because I considered him a bit of a sellout, kind of. He was a sellout, let's be honest. He sold his channel and called it Planet Dolan instead of Danger Dolan, and his top 10 lists, you know, I just liked them when I was younger, but when you get older you stop watching top 10 lists. But no, that was a channel I used to watch a lot, and meeting him there was pretty much the only awesome part, I guess, of VidCon, because that guy had never shown his face on the internet, and I was actually not only seeing his face for the first time, but meeting him in person, and it was just the weirdest but coolest thing ever. You can probably tell by this audio, by the way, guys, that I haven't edited it that much. I'm just basically chucking in a lot of video clips and just basically talking about VidCon, rambling a little bit, because I don't know, I just want to spread the word about VidCon and how the Australian version in particular, because I've only ever been to the Australian version, as it's only like a 40-minute drive from my house, and I went there for one of the 3 days. But it was just this weird event, you know, and it's just a complete rip-off in my opinion. When I went there and I saw that there were so many kids there that obviously have rich parents that have just paid the $200 and just be like, oh yes, kids away for the weekend, go to Melbourne and do the VidCon thing. Yeah, that's a great idea, because the parents just have endless money to spend. But my goodness, if you want to save your money and you're short on money, don't go to bloody VidCon Australia in particular, because it was really, really bad for the amount of money it cost. I mean, I'd go there for about $50, maybe. That's the most I'd possibly go pay a ticket for. Not even that. I mean, I'd only pay about 20, to be honest, because it was only worth 20. A lot of the events were ridiculous. There's this one ludicrous part here where we wait in line for about 20 minutes, my friend Jake and I, who are filming the whole documentary on VidCon, and then we walk into this room and they give us, I shit you not, a high bounce ball and a pin. And this is a line that promises, like, they promise that you're going to wait in line and actually get something cool. And we get there and we get a freaking high bounce ball and a pin. And we're just like, wait a minute, this was like a merch drop. This was advertised as a merch drop thing that was actually meant to give us, you know, cool stuff for waiting in line for ages. Instead, it's a bloody high bounce ball. And this is pretty much our reaction right here. Is it worth a lot?
Yes. It's like $30 for a t-shirt.
Hell yeah. Hold on.
Your face. Oh my God, so bad.
What a fucking waste of 20 minutes standing in line. All we got was a little ball and pins. Alright. I could have bought this at the $2
Is it even
store.
recording? Yeah.
It's like a $30 t-shirt.
Yeah, it is. This is a
Did you
$30
know this was gonna happen? No. Yeah, so basically that was VidCon in a nutshell, that video. I mean, it's just a bit of a shambles, to be honest, the whole event. We were glad that we got to go there for free. I mean, I'd never pay money to go there. I did actually meet a famous YouTuber who, you know, I'm not a massive fan of, but I do admire for her success, I guess. Liza Koshy. She, I think, works with Will Smith now or something like that. I don't know. Will Smith's YouTube channel. Another celebrity who's gravitated to YouTube easily, but yeah, nah. Will Smith. I'm not ragging on Will Smith. I'm a huge Fresh Prince fan. But anyway, basically, that was interesting meeting Liza Koshy there. I wasn't really expecting to meet her there, and you know, I just randomly slipped in line. I think I asked the security guard. I was like, "Am I allowed to go in this line?" And they're just like, "Oh no, sorry." And I was just like, "Well, you know, fuck this. You know, they're not even looking at me. I may as well just try and get in this line." And I got in, and nothing happened to me. And it was like 10 people in the line, and this girl turned around at me and said, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing standing here?" And I was just like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not even meant to be here. I'm just trying to meet Liza Koshy." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm not meant to be here either." And I'm trying to meet her too. I was thinking, what the hell? And basically anyone I met there was about between the ages of 12 and 16. If I was actually going to, I talked to a few people, and they were very young kids. So we couldn't really interview anyone, any fans, because we had to get permission slips because it was on television for 18 years and older, unless they had their parents with them. And we just decided that was a pointless exercise. We may as well just interview some small-time creators and get the hell out of there. But we stayed there the whole day. We were there for I was there for a good 10 hours. It was insane. But there was one more thing about VidCon Australia that just was so bizarre. It was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. So there was a closing ceremony, right, for VidCon Australia, with all the creators and all of the fans there going absolutely crazy. These fans would go nuts at anything. I was just standing there. I wasn't in the crowd. I was just standing on the sides of one of the entrances, just watching this closing ceremony for a bit. And the fans would scream at literally anything. Check this out.
This is what I got so far. Well, I forgot I left hand in there. So there are a couple of people in there who are actually here. For example, there's this is Liza Split. She has a split personality.
Nothing happened. What the hell is going on? It's clearly just a bunch of little kids going absolutely crazy over nothing, and it was so bizarre. I had to get out of there as quick as I could, so I just left and went back to the press room. Anyway, that was quite strange. It just seemed like a bunch of mindless drones. I was trying to be colossal as crazy there. He goes, and one of a bunch of mindless robots following each other to make YouTube videos. Oh god, never quote me on that. Anyway, it really was like they were all robots and part of the YouTuber race. It was very bizarre, and I hope I never experience anything like that again. So if you want to go to VidCon Australia, guys, go for that. No, don't go for that. It's just garbage. But yeah, that was basically VidCon. One giant rip-off, just a lot of boring stuff. We did get to go to the Creator Lounge, the Instagram Lounge or whatever that is, where all the famous YouTubers were hanging out, and that was kind of cool, but we only got to go there for about 5 or 10 minutes to meet Danger Dolan and interview him. But the whole event, really, the VidCon Australia one, I can't talk about the US one, I've just heard about it, but you know, the Australian one is just a bit of a mess, if I'm being honest. You know, the US one, we all know what's happened there with the Logan Paul situation, where he got all his fans to just swamp him and go to this one spot where he was, which was a huge security threat. And then the Instagram model. See, I didn't really hear about anything from VidCon 2018 in Anaheim, California, but this is obviously the 2017 stuff that happened, and it was just ridiculous. But yeah, VidCon's a massive mess. now. The Australian one's a massive mess. If you can get free tickets somehow, it's worth going for just one of the days, in my opinion. If you're actually paying money for it, I mean, it's worth going just to see what it's like. It might have improved since the year I went this year, but if you live close to it, if you can get the tickets for free, definitely go. Otherwise, it's a giant rip-off. It's a waste of a day, almost, pretty much. Unless one of your favorite creators is there and you want to try and meet them, by all means do that, but...
Hello!
No one was there that was one of my favorite creators, except close to Danger Dolan, who I liked when I was much younger. But yeah, you know, VidCon was an interesting experience for me. It was a free experience. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but, you know, wasn't the best thing ever. And I've got a few little bloopies here at the end of me being an idiot, so enjoy them. By the way, guys, sorry for the chunks of dreadful audio. This is the first time I've ever used this mic, and I couldn't really plug earphones in, as the mic is plugged into the earphone jack of my phone, because it's the most simple mic ever. So sorry about that, guys, but basically, yeah, here's some bloopies. VidCon just got better. Thanks very much, guys, for being here at VidCon 2018 and joining us on this wild...
Thank you for watching our segment on VidCon.
Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Sam for a very successful year this year at VidCon. Cheers. Been a great year.
I'm gonna use that, alright? After this New Year's is done, New Year's Eve, alright, I'm just gonna post. Been a great year.
Been a great year. Very successful year at VidCon this.
See you next year.
What we do here is go back.